Alright, in this video I'm going to be talking about a time I had on 5-MeO DMT. This is probably the 5th time I'm going to talk about. This experience happened right after my Nondual experience, my first Nondual experience. I had the experience on LSD, which I shared a story about, and then the following experience, it was the complete opposite of that. It was just pure golden light, like almost like a whiteout, just pure golden pulsating light. It was pure love, just radiating in every direction. So between those two experiences, I pretty much experienced all of everything. There's absolute nothingness, and then there is pure golden love. And I feel like everything else falls in between that within reality. But anyway, the experience time after, like the experience I had after that, I remember taking my hit, and I lied down on my bed in cemetery. It's like as soon as my head hit the pillow, and the medicine started building up as it does in a matter of seconds, I jumped out of bed. And as I jumped out of bed, I started pacing around my bedroom, and the layers of my ego were just peeling away, just so fast. They're just peeling away. And then the last thing I remember was the thought of my wife getting peeled away. And it was almost like I could grab it and hold on to it, like I could reach out and grab it internally. And I was just, oh, I guess I'll never see you again. Oh well, that was fun. And then it was gone. And I was still standing in my room. But it was like I just entered God's waiting room. And I remember pacing around. The energy is just super, super potent. Like it's like fully charged to the max. I'm walking around and I got this feeling like I could do anything right now, and I'm walking around and I'm like, I'm God and I could do anything. What am I gonna do? And then from there I went out into the living room and I sat down on my couch. And at this point I was super frightened. Like I was in cemetery. I'm holding the camera so you can't see my other hand, but I was clutching my chest. I'm so afraid, I'm shaking. And I'm staring at the wall. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. And I closed my eyes, and then I could see pure nothingness. And then slowly but surely, the universe is being built inside of me. And I can see stars, and I can see planets. And zooming in, I can see life, nature, and people, and all these layers of existence build on top of itself. And before I know it, I'm sitting there again I'm sitting there on my couch, just clutching my chest. Yeah, I was thinking about this trip before I turned on the camera, and I was in God's waiting room. It's felt like God's waiting room for this whole time, and I was in God's waiting room, and then I went outside. I sat on the couch, and then that's when I did the real work, and I closed my eyes, and I was God creating my reality, like creating it properly, creating it so a way that it's integratable, rather than the universe being a concept or an idea. It's just, it is what it is. It is reality, and this is how it is. So yeah, that was, I was afraid of that experience, like going into the memory of it. I was afraid of that experience for a long time, even though it happened in the past. It's so silly to be afraid of something that's already happened, but I bottle up that fear, and then I project it into the future, and then it makes me anxious about doing 5-MeO again. But integrating the experience, it's just, yeah, it's me as reality, realizing myself. I keep shaking the camera, sorry. It's me as reality, realizing myself. That's why I keep saying I am reality in my videos. Like when I take 5-MeO, and the most common thing I say is I am reality, I am reality. I'm not Josh. Like, my thoughts are, I'm not Josh. I'm not the concept of an individual. I believed that for a long time, but that's not who I actually am. And every time I take 5-MeO, it's this it's different every time, but it's I'm realizing myself in a unique way, that I am God. I am God. I am God in everything and anything that I can interact with, whether it's a DMT experience or, skipping stones at the river, playing with my kids or going camping, whatever, you name it. And everything in all of those experiences, it's all me. It's kind of like playing a video game. If I'm playing FIFA, and if I'm, if Ronaldo or Messi has the ball, I'm that character for that moment. But if I pass the ball around, then I change characters and I'm somebody else. And zoom out far enough, and I'm the game. And I keep zooming out, and I'm the person playing the game. And I zoom out far enough, and I am reality experiencing itself. So then to circle back around, I am God, but not God as like some puppet master. Yeah, puppet master that's controlling everybody. But it's just God experiencing itself. So to wrap it around, I am God as a human being. Just like this river, God is a river. Water's just rushing by. It's not like God's like pushing the water along, it's just being the water. Just like I'm being a confused human being trying to understand himself. But in actuality, there's nothing to understand. I just drop it and the truth presents itself. I keep getting caught up in trying to understand. I want to understand. I need to understand. No. If I need to do anything, I need to be okay with not understanding. That's cool. So going back to my trip, the 5-MeO trip I was talking about, it was pretty frightening. Like, during it, at least the memory of it is frightening. But if I really analyze the feeling, it was just a feeling of 5-MeO. And that feeling is like truth. It's truth, it's love, it's truth. And that's what truth feels like. And somebody commented on a video, it's like, oh, I'm imitating Martin when I do my symmetrical movements. When I take 5-MeO, I've never been more authentic in my entire life. The trip that I have, it was literally like ripping my entire world apart. Like my entire reality. And then rebuilding it. I guess that's happening every time. It's just becoming less and less dramatic. So, I had my non-dual experience where literally everything was gone. I accepted it and it was gone. And then the next experience was showing me that everything is just pure golden radiating love. And then the next experience was slowly building like a 3-dimensional interface that I can interact with. I can roam about and play with myself. It's all the self. And I'm going to ride my bike home after this. Just going to interact with myself. So then from there, it became less dramatic, where I was able to not have everything rip apart, and there was still a body, there was still a human being on the mat or in my bed, whatever it was, like healing itself, going through a healing process that was, once again, realizing itself. But slowly, more and more, I'm remaining present. And when the ego drops away, it's not as dramatic. Like I'm able to let go, and it's almost like Like there's this big energetic release that happens, but I'm able to keep my eyes open. That seems to be easier. As when I first started, I would try and keep my eyes open, but I couldn't. But now this switch between ego to non-ego, that part's really it's easier. It's easy to let go. It's getting easier and easier to let go every time. And I'm not sure what the end is. If I simply choose to let go, or if I choose to realize myself. Maybe both. If I'm always God, which I am, it would be a choice to let go because the realization would happen automatically. But I could also choose to fall back into the same old illusion. So maybe it is a choice to just stop fucking around and choose to stay present with myself. And I'm not there yet, but it's like right there. It's always right there. It's like a carrot at the end of a stick. It's the most obvious thing, apparently. Alright. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Glad I could share that with you. If you found this video interesting, or if you took anything away from this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe for more videos. And I will see you guys next time.